Hey, what's up? This is Ben with WOD Prep. I'm here with WOD Prep coach Gary. He is what we're calling a movement specialist, and he is here today to teach you how to warm up your front rack. So if you're doing cleans or if you're doing front squats or anything like that, this video is going to help you clean up that front rack position. But really quick, if you are trying to improve your shoulder mobility, whether it's overhead or front rack, we actually have a free gift for you. So if you go to wodprep.com/shoulders, you can click the link here or click the link in the description. Go to wodprep.com/shoulders, and we're gonna send you the ultimate shoulder warm-up to help you get ready and increase your performance before your next WOD that involves shoulders, which is pretty much everything. All right, so I'm gonna turn it over to Coach Gary, and he's gonna go over 3 ways that you can improve your front rack mobility.
All right, WOD Prep, go ahead and get on the ground, and we are gonna tear up the wrist. So the wrist can be a big limiting factor in that front rack position. If we're sitting there all day on that mouse keyboard, we really need to open those wrists up to get into a good front rack position. So we're gonna do a 4-position wrist stretch today. Go ahead, you're gonna get into the crawling position. Ben's gonna demo. First, we're gonna start with our hands facing forward. We're gonna lock these elbows out, and then he's just gonna shift his weight forward and decrease that angle at that wrist. He'll go in, hold 3 to 5 seconds, and then come back out. So today you'll go ahead, do 10 in that position, and then after you do your 10, go ahead and turn out to the side. So same thing here, but now we're gonna shift our weight side to side, again decreasing that angle at that wrist. You wanna keep your shoulders stacked over top of your hands, and then make sure those elbows stay locked out. All right, so for that 3rd position, you're gonna go ahead and face your hand backwards. So he turns his hand all the way around. We're gonna do the same thing, but now we're gonna lean back, decreasing that angle at the wrist.
That feels
this
good.
one might be
really
a
good.
little bit more intense. So if you can't get your hands all the way around, that's fine. If you can, awesome. And then after you do 10 of those, our 4th position, we're gonna go ahead and do our gorilla wrist stretch. So we're gonna put the tops of our hands down and then lean back. So we wanna pull back, keep the tops of the hands down, in and out 10 times. And that is your 4-position wrist stretch. All right, so your second piece for your front rack mobility today is going to work on some shoulder flexion. So being able to raise that shoulder joint up overhead. Ben is gonna go ahead, go on the rig. You can also use the doorway. He's gonna prop his elbow up, and then he's just gonna pull his ribs down by kind of engaging his core, and that's gonna increase that shoulder flexion. So you can kind of drive the head through, come in, come out, and then just work on getting that shoulder behind the head. So hang out here, keep it dynamic, keep moving in and out for about a minute each side.
And one thing I want to make a point of is that when we're doing this, see how we keep it moving? I'm moving in and out of these positions. I'm not just sitting and holding it. So I'm teaching my body, I'm rewiring my brain and telling it where to move. Another thing here is a lot of times when I see people doing either the banded front rack stretch or on the pole like this, a lot of people lose their core. So they'll get super hyperextended. They think they're stretching their shoulders when in reality they're just like practicing really bad form with their core. So always keep your core tight, ribs engaged, and then again, move in, hold for a few seconds, and out. So once you've done 1 minute on your right side, you can switch it up, nothing changes.
So back to that point of keeping that rib cage down, when we let that rib cage flare up, that shoulder essentially stays in the same position. So we have taken the stretch from that shoulder joint and then just taken it to our spine. So we're not getting true shoulder flexion. So we gotta keep that core down. You can even squeeze your glutes and then make that shoulder do the work going overhead.
Hey, have you heard that all the cool kids subscribe to WOD Prep? You should too.
And lastly, for your 3rd piece today on your front rack mobility, we are gonna go ahead and integrate the first 2 pieces into an actual front rack position. So he's gonna take that barbell up into that front rack. This one is our favorite for in a quick, easy front rack warm up is he's gonna alternate driving his elbows to the ceiling, but keeping a firm grip on that barbell. Let's try to keep a nice grasp and then keep that barbell on the shoulders, don't raise it up on the neck, and then drive those elbows up. So he's gonna do 10 each side in the front rack position. And after he feels like he's gotten pretty limber, he's gonna go ahead and actually take it up overhead into the back squat position and do the same thing. So this is gonna intensify it a little bit. If you've never done this one, try it out. If you don't like it, go ahead, just go back to the front rack and get more acclimated to this one as you go along. But each time, feeling like you're getting up a little bit higher in that shoulder flexion. So we're getting the wrists and the shoulders in this one piece.
The big thing for this one is I see a lot of people, when they have it on the front rack, they'll put the bar into their fingertips, and it's really not a strong position. So if I'm trying to mobilize in this position and I put it in 1 or 2 fingers, all that's happening is I'm stretching my fingers. What I need to do is make sure I keep that firm grasp so that I can establish that tension and actually move my shoulder through that range of motion that we want, and you'll feel the stretch in your lats and your shoulders depending on where you're tight. I mean, where should they feel it, Gary?
You might feel it in your wrists, especially if your wrists are tight, but keeping that firm grip, like we said, we're integrating those 2 pieces, that wrist flexion, extension, and that shoulder flexion. So it's all about that firm grip. You may feel it more in the shoulders, more in the wrists, whichever spot you are more tight in.
All right, so I hope you liked that video. That was 3 different quick exercises that you can do to warm up your wrists and shoulders to get prepared for your next front squat workout or your next clean workout. So what I would like for you to do, if you are trying to increase your performance before your next shoulder workout, go to wadprep.com/shoulders. The link is in the description and it should be in the first comment below. Go there and I will send you, Gary and I will send you a free ultimate shoulder warm-up that's going to increase your performance before your next workout. I hope you like this video. This is new. We have 2 people. It's not just me. Now we get a handsome guy like Gary. So if you like these videos that we're doing, if you want us to shoot more mobility videos, then make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below, and let us know what your favorite
Lift is.
What's your favorite lift with a barbell? It has to include a barbell. What is your favorite lift? Write it in the comments below. Thumbs up if you like the video. Thumbs down if you don't like Gary. He's a nice guy. And I will see you again next week. Peace.